Hey, here we are with clip 3 of Bravo and I's podcast. I am Steve Mayeda, your host, also the official host for the 21 Convention 2014. Get your tickets. Tampa, Florida, it's going to be good. And the founder of The Sexual Life and lead instructor at Venusian Arts. So what we're talking about here is just being that real man and evolving to your best self. You know, what is your end goal in all this? A lot of guys come into the men's development scene, the dating scene, the pickup scene, seduction, whatever it is. But what is your end goal? And you really got to keep that in mind. So as you develop into that better sex life, better social life, better overall representation of you, your only fulfillment comes from authenticity. If you're not happy, it's not success. If you're not being you, it's not success. Go to Steve, aka Bravo's website, bravopua.com. Check out all his stuff and check out thesexuallife.com. Get on the newsletter. Be a part of this movement to be the better man. You know, you're in a relationship right now. I'm in a relationship, and there could be times when we're not in relationships, but there aren't people talking about that. You know, isn't that crazy? You know, like I know all these guys who teach men to be men, and I have nobody to ask, like, well, man, you know, I feel kind of jealous here. I feel kind of, you know, like I don't know what to do. Wait a minute, about like you know, who am I going to ask? And that's sad. You know, that's really kind of like pathetic and again a little bit off about what a lot of the people shaping the industry.
To me, it's the pickup industry, and I say this. I post a lot on my MMA forum, the OG, which is a hilarious off-topic section.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck the OG. So if you're on it, I'm on it all the time. That's actually where the idea for my online game program came from. Was a thread.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a huge, hundreds of thousands of people saw, hundreds of pages, all this free information.
Wow.
And I was like, oh shit, this might be a program. So that's where the idea came from. Anyways, I always relate this to like martial arts, but with martial arts and pickup, it's the same thing. Like how much martial arts is out there, and it's horseshit. It will never work in life. It'll never work in a self-defense situation. I don't know how old you are. I'm 34. When I used to read
36.
Black Belt magazine
Totally.
Inside Kung Fu, learn how to defeat an attacker in 7 seconds. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
And people fell for it. But ultimately, what can you do? It's guys get into martial arts, and they like, even guys who get into MMA, UFC style, MMA style, mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. And they get tough, and they just want to fight. But then you see the guys who get into it, and they evolve past it. So to me, that's just, some people do that in any art form, which is what I think this is an art form, the art of seduction, the art of social dynamics. Martial arts, tactical training, to me, it's all the same. They're art. And some people get into guns, and they get just obsessed with guns. And then some people evolve past it, and once you have one of those type moments in some area in your life, you can apply it to other areas. And I think that's why I got so good at pickup so fast. And I went from reading the game and like a year later working for Style and then being in his next book, is because I already had that groundwork laid from doing something successful that was real hard, and then getting to like a good point to where I was traveling the world, staying at military bases and training SWAT teams and shit when I was like 24 years old.
Wow.
Anyways, doing that kind of same stuff with pickup, but guys get into it and they only focus on that and they never evolve past it. Whereas guys who get into martial arts and they're like, yeah, now I can fuck people up. But ultimately, like, I don't want to have to knife someone. I don't want to have to shoot someone. Yeah. I have those skills if I need it. But even with me, with girls, like if I want a same night lay, I can do it. But really, I've done it, and they really weren't that satisfying. And it was kind of more awkward, and it's more fun when you're actually having sex with someone you really connect with. I know that sounds lame, but I'd rather do that. So I like having those skills, and I can pull those tools out when I need it. But then I realized, like, I got into pickup, and I went down this whole path because I thought this is what you're supposed to be a PUA. And then I realized it was a message by a lot of guys who aren't even walking the walk that they teach, let alone being a man. And then I realized, hey, I was pretty close to the path that I wanted already. I just needed to work on a few things. So a lot of what I did is I went balls to the wall, kind of like a bent piece of metal. I went past straight, and then I came back, and now I'm at where I'm at. But I agree with what you're saying with pickup. It's so many guys, they teach just that. But like I said, to me, it's like martial arts.
Yeah.
It's McDojos, Taekwondo, whatever, at the mall that you see kids' classes in. It's great for what it is, but if you want to learn how to fight and defend yourself, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, martial arts schools where you get messed up, Kali, stick fighting, knife fighting. That's the kind of stuff you got to do if you want to be tough.
Yeah.
So, same thing with pickup. There's a couple guys you can train with if you want to get squared away. Otherwise, there's guys you can get good if you wanted to learn how to be like a one-trick pony, and your only goal in life is to go out to bars and clubs and pick up chicks. But honestly, I don't like bars and clubs. I've never liked them. I'm hearing impaired. It's hard for me to hear shit when I'm there in the first place. let alone I'm not really into that. I'm an introvert. I don't like going out to these big packed places.
Yeah.
I like just living my life, and when I meet cool people along the way that have similar interests, which I already know they do because I meet them along my path, then I know, hey, this is someone I might click with, and then having the skills to talk to them, build attraction, and basically get them.
So let's do this, guys. Let's move on to that true evolution of self, your total self, to have absolute integrity and fluidity in who you are. Don't forget to support Steve. Steve Bravo, that's his real name, all that sort of stuff. BravoPUA.com. And go to thesexuallife.com because that is your resource center for everything you need to evolve to be that better man.